All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Jesse Solomon. We've wanted him in this studio for a long time, and now we have him here all to talk about what's going on TV and your life. So welcome,
what an honor.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited. I've been saying it to you since like last summer, so I'm excited
Yeah.
that it happened because I did introduce myself to you at Common Ground.
A drunken encounter at Common Ground. I was like, oh, I know you.
And I talk about the night so much because I enjoyed watching West struggle to be allowed up to behind
So
the DJ for like 30 minutes, and I
Yeah.
just sat at my table and watched and had a great giggle to myself because he was so mad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk smack about West and his status at Common Ground, but they didn't seem to like him there.
They have. I mean, they have to.
I
at this
mean,
point.
watching that happen to somebody else is hilarious. You don't want it to happen to you, but watching it happen to somebody else, you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
The security guards just doing their job.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
same
of
thing at
course.
Coachella. I felt so bad for the security when, like, people who act like they deserve to be somewhere. Like, it's just their job to say
Right.
no.
Yeah, you just got back from Coachella. How was that?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was hot.
Yeah.
I was there with a brand, so I kind of had to, like, do a lot of work.
Yeah.
But the nights were really fun.
Did you have any favorite performances?
Mau P. I'm not a
idea
big
who
like
that is.
pop music guy, so my friends and I just went to like the dance stages and
Nice.
tents. And
Was that your first time at Coachella?
I'd been once like 8 or 9 years ago.
Is it everything you've ever thought it was? Like, what's the vibe there now? Because I feel like there's
That's probably
so
around
many
the same time I
different,
went.
there's so many different answers from people. Like, some people are like, no, it's the best. Everyone's together dancing. And other people are like, no, it's just a bunch of influencers. They only care about their outfits. What is it to you?
It's both. It's just like a good networking thing because I'm like an East Coast guy. And so to be out in LA and like, I feel like people don't go out in LA unless you're out like every night going to whatever bars and clubs. Like everybody comes out for Coachella. So you can kind of just like see everyone in one fell swoop.
Right.
Yeah.
Cross that all off the list.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. How were you feeling otherwise? This was a big episode this week for you.
Yeah. I didn't watch last night.
You know what
fair.
happened?
Sometimes you just got to take a little
Yeah,
step
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it live.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what about the good stuff? I mean, you guys
There
did
was
some
great
good charity
stuff.
work.
Yeah, it was like so heartwarming to go to the Hope Lodge with the cast and the cast, like they're just good people. Like you become a family when you have a share house with people,
Yeah.
especially when you're like filming and you're in this little microcosm and it just like it was great. And I appreciate nobody had to come to that. You know, it was just supposed to be like a couple people and then most of the cast ended up coming. And like Sierra and Paige and I think even Carl like donated to my cancer fundraiser and like they're just good people. So
Yeah.
it was great.
I think the audience loves seeing wholesome moments like that because apart from that, then we see everybody fighting. So it's nice to see the difference. I also feel like you and Wes joining only last summer, you guys quickly became a family. Like I feel like I've been watching you guys on TV for years now,
keep
but
forgetting
it's
it's only,
been
like,
the
your
second
second
season.
season,
Like I
yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
you two fit in so seamlessly. Do you feel the same way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, duh, I belong there.
Yeah, I think it's just because we're like normal and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
normal. So like the normal people get along. But coming into it, I was like, I had no idea what to expect. And pretty quickly, I think it was like the third weekend of my first summer, we're like West, Sierra, Paige, and I drove home together and we were just like, I started talking shit. And then we all kind of like looked at each other and
You're like,
Paige,
"Okay,
and,
safe
Paige and
space."
Sierra were like, okay, they're on the inside.
Yeah.
That's kind of the best feeling
Yeah.
when you feel safe to start talking shit with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, it almost makes people closer.
Yeah.
It certainly does. It's
Yeah.
a safe space for sure.
And now you're seeing a little bit of a difference from last season to this season. You know, last season it was just like, oh, Jesse, what would Jesse Solomon do? You know?
Yeah.
And now
Yep.
you're in the mix of having an on-screen relationship unfold. How?
Yeah.
What,
I almost forgot.
Yeah. And I, you know, everybody has reminded you, I bet, while watching this season unfold. Is it such a major difference now watching it last season versus this season? And like, how are your emotions?
Yeah, emotions are good, thanks. I would say last season, when you don't really have that strong foundation with everybody in the house, it's harder to be completely yourself. Like you can't show everyone how weird you are if you're like not close with them.
Yeah.
So it wasn't till like the end of the summer where I was like really comfortable, and you know, I wasn't on the show that much until I sang that song and everybody loved it. Yeah, this summer, I mean, like dating gets a lot of attention, especially if it's like two people in the house. And so it felt how it feels watching the show back. Like the first few weekends, everybody was like asking Lexi and I what's going on. It's just like pretty intense, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah. It does just become obviously a microscope when it's two people in the house, because I think that so much of the house, you know, like Amanda and Kyle are married, Lizzie's having a baby. It's like they have their own personal lives that they're like, oh my God, there's drama again in the house. Like people are together in the house again. It's been seasons since this has happened. So it's gotten everybody's attention for sure. I know you said you didn't watch this week, which is, you know, fair. I know a lot of people don't watch themselves. Do you normally watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I watched this week. I just watched it before. I didn't watch it last night.
I gotcha.
And like some of it's like you cringe at yourself so hard that I just like I'm kind of watching.
And you're like watching with one eye open.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a little bit of a love bomber? That's what people have been saying.
Are they saying that?
They are saying that.
No.
Yeah.
Listen,
The people are saying.
I came on strong, but I think Lexi matched my energy.
Yeah.
And when you're going for a girl who's like dated Drake, you're not gonna like get her by playing it cool.
Right.
Like my style is aggressive, and like I'm not gonna be anybody but myself. So watching it back, like, yeah, I guess I was love bombing, and I'm like learning about love bombing now. So yeah, I'm trying to like be better the next time around.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because on last night's episode, we saw you for the first time kind of get a little bit jealous because you had thought that Lexi was flirting with West. And
Incorrect.
Then and then
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened?
Absolutely not. I was excited that Lexi was flirting with West because
okay.
anything that I had been doing with Sierra the weekend prior, I was like, oh, it was apples to apples. Like you're flirting with West, I'm flirting with Sierra. It's all fluid. We're one big happy
Where we
family.
can all flirt with each other.
And she took it as like me being jealous, and she's making me out to be this like jealous type, where that's just not how I felt.
Okay, so watching, it did sort of feel like in your confessional, you were like, I'm excited. And then in Lexi, she was like, I don't know why Jesse's mad. But then I wasn't sure if we were seeing you mad or not. Like it
You're
was
not gonna see me mad about
outside
that.
of the car. It seemed like maybe when you had mentioned it, it seemed like maybe you were like a little bit jealous. But then it kind of turned into Lexi was talking about it, but we didn't necessarily. It was confusing. Like when you went to bed, I was confused if you guys were fighting or not fighting.
Yeah, it was just like such neggy energy. I was like, it's all good. Like I was just saying, I'd like brought something up in the car ride home, and she like immediately was upset with me.
So you took it as like a good thing, like, oh my God, we can all like have
we're
this
all having
banter
fun.
with each other.
Yes.
Got it.
Did you see Sierra's reaction to how you told her like, hey, no touchy? Did you see?
She was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I loved Sierra's reaction to that because it was like, now you're not even allowed to joke around with me ever. Now since I can't touch your arm, like, actually we can't even speak.
Oh, she fucking crushes me so bad.
It's
but
amazing.
you need, and you guys are obviously still very close.
Yeah.
And you kind of need female friends like that, though. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Were you confused about all the conversation around you and Sierra in the summer?
Watching it back, like I understand. Like I didn't really remember grinding with her in my underwear.
I was stunned. I'm not gonna lie. Watching, I was like, wow.
But listen, like if I was trying to hook up with Sierra, I would have been trying to hook up with Sierra.
Right.
I was just like friendly flirting. It wasn't like there wasn't intent. So yeah, but seeing it back, like, yeah, it was hammered. It was a fun party.
Yeah. There has been a couple, obviously Lexi was a new addition, but there's been some attention on Emerald coming into the house and just hooking up with girls. It's seemingly every night of every weekend.
Savage.
Were you guys, as the newer guys in the house, shocked by what he was doing?
Yeah, there's that one scene where West and I are like, she's here? We like say it at the same time. Like, there's girls here with Emerald? Yeah, it was just kind of like, I couldn't believe that he wanted to do that on camera, that the girls would want to do that.
I'm confused. I feel like they usually show the girls coming back, but they've been cutting them out. Is that for any reason in particular? Like, I
think the girls don't want to be on the show,
right.
And
some people sign off
also
on
when they
it,
realize that they're
don't.
one of like 18,
right? Then they don't want to be shown. Do you think he's getting an accurate edit? Like, okay,
he's getting a good edit.
From what I don't know if I would call it that, because I feel like
compared to what it was.
Okay. Well, from what we see, it's like he's not involving himself with the rest of the house. He's not like forming relationships with people. It's just him bringing girls home. So was that pretty accurate to what was happening over the summer?
Yeah, he was friendlier with Carl and maybe Kyle a little bit. West, he and West had some conversations, but conversations with him were always very serious. He wasn't like a easygoing guy.
Right.
But he's a good person, I think. And a nice person.
Yeah. It's just a different, because you really only get to see one side of him.
Yeah, he and I beefed over the summer.
Was it because of what happened or a different reason?
Toegate, perhaps?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, it was surrounding Toegate.
Yeah.
Like,
which toe was it?
Yeah.
It was one or two. There was maybe
I don't know why that was like my first thought. I was like, but
I immediately went to big toe.
I think
everybody went to big toe.
Everybody assumes big toe.
It was I think the right pinky toe.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A smaller, cuter toe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Were you like in the moment when that's happening? Were you like, why am I doing this? Like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
You had to have.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Totally.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, no, I was like, I think this is like funny and I was just, like summer house drunk shenanigans.
Yeah. What's crazy is like, it felt like a foreshadowing. They show Paige be like, when you're massaging Sierra's foot, they're like, she's like, put the foot in your mouth, Jesse. And then like that same night, you went and got your toe sucked. Was it like then just like in the back of your head, you're like, wow. Now these feet are on my mind.
Was that before or after?
It was right before. It was the same episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was like a theme going on.
Might have been some magical editing.
Yeah, it was like some theme going on in the episode.
Listen, I'm sure you could find a girl that I've dated before and ask her if we do toe sucking. I've never happened. I've never done it before nor after.
It was just on a whim.
Yeah, but I could see how that would be not the right thing to do. I just thought it was like funny at the time.
Yeah.
Did you and West meet just because of the show?
Yeah.
And you guys, it was like an immediate connection.
Yeah.
You think you'll be best friends for life?
Yeah, I just like really can't see us fighting.
Yeah.
He's just like likes to keep the peace. He's just such a good person. And I just feel like lucky that we've gotten to do this whole thing together.
Going into this next summer now, are you guys like, all right, we got to be single, no hooking up with people in the house.
Yeah.
Like, we just need to, just us two out there.
Yeah, we are.
That
is exactly how we feel.
The blood oath has already been
now.
made.
You guys both had your fair share of in-house romances.
They each got a season,
and now you guys can get out there in the summer. I feel like maybe have you come to the conclusion like you're not ready for a relationship?
No, I still am open to it with the right person. Like clearly when I fall hard. So I'm open to it, but I'm not looking for it. But I think I'm going to go in like trying to be single this summer, but like I'm not going to fight it.
As the wise Kyle Cook has said, summer is for fun.
Yes, of course. Do you feel like you need to find somebody that sort of matches the energy that you have instead of like, because a lot of girls aren't going to be okay with a lot of the stuff that you did. But maybe there's somebody out there that would be okay with it. Like, are you sort of leaning towards that? Like, you're like, I need someone who's going to be okay with me being flirty and touchy and whatever. Or
I need somebody who's really secure, I think. And I'm still trying to figure out who I should be with, like whether they're in the limelight or not. Like, this is all new to me. So
you guys should just have fun this summer.
So you got to be able to keep gassing up your girls on Instagram, which it hasn't stopped.
It hasn't stopped.
And you won't stop doing it, I'm guessing.
Never.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
I'd love to know like what you're thinking at home. Like when you posted the picture with everybody and you and Paige were like slightly holding hands. Like, are you just giggling at home? Like this is really going to freak people out.
Yes, it's hilarious.
Yeah, you're just like kicking your feet.
It's just like people take life so seriously. And it's just like, take a joke. Yeah. It's not that serious.
Yeah. That's true.
Paige actually reached back and grabbed my hand and I was like,
like, it's happening.
Don't get too excited.
I saw Paige joke around saying how you have texted her multiple times now being like, I'm so excited for the summer.
That's not true. I was upset with her. She actually has texted me twice being like, season 10 gonna be lit, la 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 la. Like, but yeah, obviously I'm excited for the summer, but like Paige, I've said this before, like she's gonna end up with some like older fucking A-list guy on the Yankees. Like,
I thought that was a spot on comparison. You were like, she's gonna date someone on the Yankees. I was like, honestly, so true.
I can see it.
And Sierra the other day was like, we were FaceTiming. She's like, what the fuck? Like, what about me? What about my chopped liver? I was like, maybe the Mets.
Yeah.
Wow, cold.
She did say that recently on the show. She was like, maybe I gotta start dating athletes.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's the avenue to go for either.
Did you guys have any idea that, like, I know it's kind of happened or slight things have been said or Carl's been asked about it, that Carl's like been maybe holding a little something in his heart for Sierra?
What is going on there?
Yeah. I think they show it in the preview, right?
Yeah.
Carl has got a crush on Sierra.
Is it just like who doesn't have a crush on Sierra?
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Is it reciprocated, you think?
No.
No.
I think she thinks he's cute, but like.
Hey, at least Carl's being open and honest about it.
Yeah.
Because I saw on Watch What Happens Live, he was like, he's like, you never know, like about Sierra. I'm like, what is this Carl and Sierra thing? I've never seen that coming.
At this point, Carl's down to shoot a shot,
It's funny
right?
because we were filming the after show and the producer said to us, like, when Carl told Sierra that he really liked her, and Wes was like, what? This was like, that happened?
Right.
Like, were you upset, Wes? And
it's
he's
actually,
like, no.
It's funny seeing Wes this season. I think he's got a great edit this season because it's just like random one-liners thrown in there.
That's all he was doing.
And I'm like, sometimes I get mad at myself for laughing so hard. I'm like, that was really funny.
He's so funny and witty.
Yeah. When they opened the door, when they were banging on the door at 5:30 in the morning and Lindsay opened up the door and like the faces they made, like some moments have been really laugh out loud funny this season, which is, I think, honestly, you and Wes add a lot to that.
Thank you.
Yes,
for
sure.
That's like the point of a share house is to have fun with your friends and laugh and like. Listen, I say a lot of things over the summer where I'm just like trying to keep it light and chill and like it really offends people. So I learned from that and I need to like think about what I say. But it's hard to be funny if you're like having a filter.
You you just have to continue to be yourself because,
Absolutely.
Some people are going to, a lot of people get mad at the relationship stuff, which is just bound to happen. But if you guys are just having fun being yourself, people are going to love that.
Yeah, I've seen some upset people at me on TikTok and thanks. It's good for the algorithm, I heard.
Yeah. I mean, I think when it comes to this season and everything that unfolded with Lexi, I think people just feel it's a little bit unfair for a new girl to come in and, everyone's friends with you already. And it kind of feels like she's getting slighted a little bit, which I feel like is all very fair.
They were so welcoming to her. Amanda said, shower in my bathroom and she showered in mine. Like she had the opportunity to become close with those girls. And she tried to blame me for like driving a wedge between her and the girls. And I was like, I didn't tie you up and keep you in my, like, you have free will.
Yeah.
So it's like an easy excuse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Are you nervous, excited for the reunion?
I'm excited for it to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like need to think about what I want to say. It's just like a 12-hour shoot.
Yeah.
Where
You don't want to
talk.
get. You don't want to end up with what? Yeah,
No.
that's what I was gonna say. You don't want to end up like Wes in the last one, where he just kind of didn't really speak and then spoke after. It's like you just got to say everything on your mind then.
Yeah, I will. I'll be prepared.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not worried about it.
And then you can wrap up this season and move on to the summer.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. They're casting away.
It's crazy
people are hitting me
that
up
it's crazy that it's like we're already. I mean, it moves at such a funny pace because we're watching last summer now, and it's almost May, so it's like the next summer's basically already here.
Right. It's kind of fun that you can like as soon as that's over, you're like, all right, on to the next summer. Like we can just like move past it a little bit.
Yeah, filming is intense. Just because like you're constantly talking about your emotions and like it just gets kind of tiring. I love it, but the 5 months when you're not filming and not airing, that was like a really special time in my life.
But is there no like anxiety of like what's to come? Like you kind of you
there
just bury
is.
it, and then like within the last month leading up, you're like, oh okay,
Listen,
it's about to happen.
this is what you agree to on being on reality television, and I think like a lot of people get super caught up in public opinion, and it's like we're literally selling a small piece of our soul just so people can either like us or hate us.
That's true.
So how can you get upset when people talk shit about you
right? You
online?
are definitely signing up for it. Like that's going to happen now.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything special. We're just agreeing to have cameras on our personal lives.
Yeah.
It's not like we're athletes or actors.
And I also like to think about the fact that like the people who are judging everybody all the time watching the shows, and we're them too because we watch, but then you're like, well, what if there were cameras on your life all the time? Like what would people think about what you're saying? So it's kind of like no matter who's on camera, people are gonna have something to say about it.
Totally.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. No. And you said casting. Are you excited about new casting? Nervous? Like who do you want to see come in?
Who do I want to see come in? Just fun-loving people who want to go out, I would say. It would be fun. It's hard to find people that are like willing to be themselves on camera and are deeper than just like to have fun and go to the Hamptons. So, but yeah, I think this show might. Nobody's
Lindsay's
told
daughter is
me.
probably new cast member number one. Right?
I forgot. Like Lindsay, she can't be coming with the baby.
Well,
maybe for like a weekend.
Wes kind of said something on a podcast, and it activated Lindsay a little bit. She was mad.
Yeah,
I love when she gets activated, just not at me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that there's more seasons, but who knows?
Yeah,
I think it's this summer, and then we figure it out from there.
Right, exactly. As people's lives go on, because everyone is in different phases of life. You're also been working on a lot of music, Jesse Solomon.
I know.
The singer extraordinaire.
It's exciting.
Is this kind of an unexpected part of this for you, or did you think like, ooh, reality TV could lead me to this point?
I didn't go into reality TV like planning to launch a music career. I think I more so was like, I'll launch a consumer product.
Yeah.
I grew up singing. I've sang my whole life. I studied vocal jazz performance at like one of the best music schools at University of Miami. And then I decided to work in the music business out of college. I started a venture-backed startup with my boss from William Morris. So like I ended up getting super far away from music. Yeah. And then when a more creative path kind of like revealed itself, I was like, why not? You only live once. If money didn't matter, I would like to spend time in a music studio with cool people making shit that sounds good. So I was like, let's fucking do it.
And that's what you've been doing.
That's what I've been doing. I have a really exciting release on May 1st with like my dream publication, which is like really exciting. They're doing a story with me.
That's awesome.
So it's just like the whole thing is so fun and there's no pressure.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like
if
the
it doesn't
why not
work,
attitude.
If it doesn't work, who gives a fuck? I had fun making the music, and like I have this like thing that didn't exist before I was alive.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna be a whole album.
just with like the way modern music and social media
make
works,
it and put it out.
I just think like every release is an opportunity for new people to hear my music. So why give them like multiple songs at once when I can like spend a month posting about each song I do?
Right.
So I'm just going to keep putting out singles until, then I'll do an EP and then single, then an album. Who knows?
Yeah. You never know what could happen, especially with TikTok.
Yeah.
Like songs just blow up out of nowhere.
Totally.
Have you been surprised with like who you've been able to work with and like being in the studio? You're like, wow, I'm in the studio with some like legit people.
Nope. Yeah. No, I'm teasing. The guys that I make music with are incredibly talented, but they're not like famous.
Yeah, but still, it's like it's not like you're not in the studio with like a buddy from high school being like, oh,
like
let's
you
try
are in the
this.
studio with people who are experienced in making music.
Yeah, totally. I think more so just like recently I've met some pretty famous people and like they said what up to me and I was like,
yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
Is this real life?
I mean, so many celebrities watch Bravo.
It's
like,
crazy.
They really do.
I had no idea.
They really do. I totally see a like dance song feature.
So
like a Zed featuring Jesse Solomon.
Yeah, I have an electronic track that I'm going to release at the beginning of the summer.
Amazing.
And I'm looking for
Song of the
somebody to
Summer,
like co-produce it with me.
Yeah.
So any DJs out there.
Was Kyle going to get offended that you're not asking him?
I mean, Kyle... Probably.
Yeah.
It's good. It'll be good banter for the season.
Kyle and I are
DJ
talking
Kyle
about
Cook.
doing another song.
Okay, good. So
is he going by? He's just going by his name, right? When he's like DJing, he's just Kyle Cook, right?
I mean,
That's all he's got.
Yeah, he's just got. Well, some people change their name.
Yeah, that's
Imagine
true.
it would actually be hysterical if he decided to like have a DJ name.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's people are like, do you go by Jesse Solomon? I'm like, that's literally all I've got.
Yeah.
Without that, it's nothing.
You can't do a rebrand this late.
Yeah, you're like, I have my brand is Jesse Solomon. Why would I start music as like some
you
random
change
name?
it, then nobody's
Totally.
thinking the what would Jesse Solomon do? Then it's all over the map.
That's my first hit.
Yeah, you got to stick
exactly.
with that.
Exactly. So, I mean, music, Summer House. You've also really gotten to share your own personal journey on the show. How has that been for you to kind of like spread the awareness, cancer awareness?
Going into Summer House, I was like, listen, if I get canceled and fired from my job and like everything goes to shit, at least sharing my cancer story will have helped people.
Yeah.
And it's been overwhelmingly positive. The amount of messages I get, I'm like deep in the cancer community now. And like everybody knows somebody who's had cancer.
Yeah.
So I was expecting it to be like, go get checked and it would help people who didn't know that they had something going on, but more so like the emotional thing and like being able to be open about having cancer and having like somebody that they connect to, seeing them go through that. Like there's not a lot of places where you can find that. So I think like my ability to just be open about that, it was like way more powerful than I expected, and it's just like feels good.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing that conversation to sort of like a lighthearted or dramatic show like Summer House, I feel like is important. And you probably did reach a lot of people who, spread that awareness. I think it's funny to look back on that initial conversation when you told the house. Do you and Wes laugh about that when Wes brought up? He was like, I just talked about the 50 states and he has cancer.
Yeah.
Like that was, I think, honestly, the start of like where everyone was like, okay, we're interested in these two.
Yeah. I mean, Wes, that was hilarious. I was just like listening to him tell about his 50 states, and I was like, I think it's time.
Because you're like, I'm gearing up.
There kept being things where they were like, ask Jesse, like the girls were asking me like, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? And I was like, I literally just got here.
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like unpack everything on these literal strangers at this point, but it's got to be, like you said, it's great to share it. Have you had, these personal moments with fans and whatnot who have wanted to talk to you about their stories? And
yeah I get emotional thinking about it because like one of the crazier ones, I mean, literally yesterday, a guy walked up to me, he's like, you encouraged me to go get checked, and I found something early.
Wow.
And I was like,
Wow.
that's amazing. Like, that happens more often than you'd think. More sad one, like a woman's son passed away, and like she came up to me and gave me one of his shirts, and I was just like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I cannot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work out perfectly for everyone. And like, I'm lucky and blessed that I had a good outcome, but yeah, it happens a lot. I get a lot of messages. I try to respond to them. And
But being vulnerable like that on TV is important. And I feel like you learned that sort of the first season when you talked about that.
Totally. I was like, I cannot believe I just cried on national television. Because like, you know, you're like a guy. It's like not cool to cry. And I just didn't think there was ever a reason to cry. But then you almost have cancer, and it was scary.
Yeah.
It's a reason.
Yeah.
Certainly a reason. And I feel like it's been a good, like you were saying, a good balance of real life seriousness and then you get to have the fun in the share house like everybody else gets to have. So you have to, and it humanizes everybody, because like we said, people watch reality TV and they tear people apart, and then it's like, okay, wait a second, this is you know, a human being. There's a lot going on in life,
and it's all the elements of life, because you can be out having the time of your life at a club or a bar, but maybe something's going on with your family, something serious like that. So like, it does combine all of the elements. So it really was great that you shared that, and that you're more comfortable even talking about it now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got shit. So you just,
where did you grow up? I know that was a complete turn.
North suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
Wilmette. I went to New Trier.
Oh wait,
I
did know that. Duh. Why didn't I just act like I didn't know that?
Yeah, because which one of you is friends with Lauren Sinclair?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Lauren's
the
gonna
best.
be hyped.
Yeah.
I do. I know she's a lot of her obviously best friends still.
Yeah, because one of her best friends texted me yesterday and was like, "You skipped the podcast." And I was like, "I was sick."
I told them because I forget somebody sent. One of my friends like sent something that you had posted from Coachella, and I was like, "Funny, he's actually supposed to be here Tuesday. He's now coming."
Did you want me to give you a cold?
Yeah, he's hungover.
No. I don't want whatever desert flu everybody
I don't want that either.
Gets from that.
Yeah,
nothing
You're welcome.
Nothing sounds worse than people who go to Coachella and they come home and they're like, "Yeah, so I've been sneezing black for like 2 days." I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, well, I took the red eye back because West and I had to film that Chili's ad.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
I was supposed to party a third day. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
2 days.
I saw a
was
lot
enough.
of people backing out on the third day, and that would be me. I couldn't do 3
really
days.
does get to. It's really so hot.
Yeah.
It's like shockingly hot.
How are you guys?
Lovely.
We're
Were you guys
great. I'm getting married
week?
next week, a week from today.
Wait, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm excited for you. Where's the wedding?
In Brooklyn.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just moved out of Brooklyn. I couldn't do it anymore.
Where'd you move to? Now that
Fide, like right next to
Manhattan.
Tribeca.
Nice. So you had to make the move to the city.
Yeah, it was just like going back and forth 2-3 times a day. It was too much.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's a cool spot to get married, but you know.
There's more space there.
Yeah.
I'm from New Jersey. She's from Long Island. So like it's, you get that good local, but not local because it's still New York City.
Right.
Yeah. You get the city feel.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to start talking about my wedding. So
it's really all we can talk about as we should. We're going to wrap up though. We have our Armani Beauty last question. We have a little gift for you as well.
Thanks, Armani.
As far as joining the show, right? What is some kind of misconception or the biggest shock you had the first summer that you like didn't expect when you went into it with filming?
I thought we could stay at the house during the week. I was really hoping.
Oh, I'm ready to move fully out there.
I don't want to go back and forth.
Yeah.
they have the house. You just can't stay there.
Is there no one's
you guys
in
are paying all this money. At least let me get good use out of it.
That's a good point.
That is very funny. I've never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
But
that's a good point. I'd want to stay. I'd ask that question too. Can I just come a day early?
What about like 4th of July week? Let me just stay the whole week.
And what do you guys go Thursday night or Friday?
We go Friday morning.
Yeah.
So it was hard. I had like a big boy finance job and I was like playing hooky on Friday afternoons.
Yeah.
They were like, it's just weekends. And then like I'm filming Wednesday,
right.
Thursday, Friday.
No more finance job?
Nah, they didn't like me getting drunk and hooking up with girls on national TV.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Hey.
It was, I was like working at an investment bank in private equity raising like multi-billion-dollar funds. It was not like a chill finance job.
No.
Yeah.
They're like, Jesse, this is not, you can't continue doing this.
Yeah.
More things to come. Music.
Exactly.
TV.
Opened up so many
There's
other
so many
opportunities.
opportunities.
I was happy before, but I'm fulfilled now. I feel like I'm in the right
That's
field.
amazing. I was going to say
Beautiful.
that's an awesome place to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jesse.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
having me,
joining us,
guys.
Jesse.
Guys, check out my merch collab with the American Cancer Society.
Amazing.
We've got some cool clothes and hats, and all the money goes to cancer research.
And look out for your next, what'd you say, May 1st you got a song dropping?
May 1st.
May 1st. What did I say, March?
Amazing.
Yeah,
So
no,
you
you
said-
said
Oh,
May.
I said May. Okay.
We're past March, so.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, did I say March?
Nope, you got it.
Great. Amazing.
All right,
Everyone
thanks,
follow
Jesse.
Jesse. And
Thank you so much.
Can you follow you on like Spotify and everything? Like,
Yeah,
all those-
follow me on motherfucking
Yeah,
Spotify,
follow you on
dog.
I don't know if
Spotify.
we've ever plugged that before, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that's the exact plug you need.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Yeah, my Spotify could use a little algorithm push.
Little boost, yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much for having me.